Why does it look like this? Please don't tell me that this is messing up right now on the live. Oh, Jesus God, I can't take it. See, I don't have patience for this shit. I'm not a fucking YouTuber. Why does it look like that? Why does it look like that? You see, I pressed the orientation button. Oh my God in heaven. Alright, you know what? Fuck it. Here, fuck it. Here we go. You know what? I'm tired of this shit. God, YouTubers, I don't know how you guys have the patience for this shit, because I don't. So, here's the thing. Look, listen. This is uncensored. This is uncensored. You see? We're live. YouTube, I pressed the orientation button to go long ways, and now I get stuck with this. I don't have patience for this. I don't. So shout out to all of you gentlemen. I never really see ladies hosting these things. So shout out to all of you gentlemen who have the patience to do this shit, because I don't. This is going to be a very blunt episode. And I hope that all of you men and women and children, young adults, that do the comic book collecting and you guys want to see what your collection is worth, right? So I'm going to back up a little bit. Every single day, 7 days a week, my company and I receive phone calls always about people trying to sell their collections. And they think they have gold. And you want to know why they think they have gold. For example, somebody calls, oh, I have 15,000 comic books. I have 75 boxes. I have 20 boxes. And I'm not making fun of you guys. And thank you for trusting in me and calling me. God knows I buy a lot of collections properly. I'm not like these losers who are like, we buy comics, we pay cash, and then they try to lowball and rob everybody. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. And please take what I am saying very seriously. And I hope that this is, I don't even know what this looks like. I don't even know what this looks like. Matter of fact, I'm going to see what this looks like, because I'm going to go on YouTube right now and see what this looks like, because I might be talking to you guys sideways. This is why I don't have patience for this stuff, but I'm going to talk and I'm going to teach. That's what I'm going to do. So, a lot of people use apps, right? They'll look up things properly, rightfully on eBay, and click the last sold price button. Don't look and see what people are listing things for. Anybody could list anything for any amount of money. That is irrelevant. If you want to research what something is worth, look to see what it last sold for by typing in the title, typing in the issue number, hitting the button, scrolling down, and press last sold price. Sold, whatever it's called. Right now I'm going to YouTube right now to see me live, to see what I look like right now on this screen, because it probably is ridiculous. Yeah, I see it right now live. Let me see what I look like right now. Oh, all right. So I am. All right. Let me take this off, because I'm not gonna look at myself on the big screen and talk to you guys. But I still look ridiculous in this little box. So it's very, very smart. On a positive note, it is very, very smart that you all want to take your time, because you're curious. You think that you struck gold. You're curious about what your comic collections, or your parents, or your deceased relatives comic book collections that you found, or garage sale finds, or collections that you find in your neighborhoods or in your states, or when you tour, what they're worth. And the first thing that comes to mind, because I know you don't love comic books like I do, is how much money is it worth? How much am I going to make? I'm rich. So slow the fuck down. You're not. You know, God bless if you do hit something big, but slow the fuck down, because you're not. So, a lot of people, like the other day, someone calls me. Like always, like once a week I get this conversation. I scanned all my books on Hip Comic. Now, I'm not making fun of Hip Comic, but this is what I hear all the time. I scanned all of my comic books. And when they say scan, I have a Hip Comic too that I play with. And you could scan you could take a picture. You could take a quick photo of the comic book. It comes right up. Hey, gentlemen, kudos to you for building that app. It's pretty interesting. For the most part, the comic book comes up, right? Now, here's the problem. The average person, and I can't even say that. Let me rescind that too. Because if you have a Hip Comic app, right, you know that underneath, when you sign in on your homepage, you see what people just added, like comic books that people just added, right? The best part is when I see these bullshit pieces of shit comic books, right, that they add, and then they're putting gem mints, and then the astronomical prices that Hip Comic gets from somewhere that I know it's probably like on an average, the average sales or the last average sales or 85 sales or whatever you want to call what you guys are doing, and it's cute, it's nice, but it's unrealistic, is then these prices will pool up. And then people don't know, well, you know, you gotta toggle it sometimes. You gotta select the variant. Is it direct? Is it newsstand? You gotta, on the bottom, you gotta toggle. What condition is the book in? These for the average comic book collector, you guys are average okay graders. You guys, if you guys are in the industry by now, you should get a eye for it. You should figure it out. But local Tom, Dick, and Harry who just do this to make a profit or try to think that it's a get-rich-quick scheme, they don't know about that. So they're scanning anything and they're adding everything. And also, too, I had the same problem when I'm scanning slabs. I scan a slab, it comes up the raw price, then I go and I press the button, and then the drop-down menu, slabbed, and then I put the drop-down and I see all the CGC and the CBCS stuff, and I press one of those, and then you do get a different price. But then I noticed, like for example, you guys could even, my page is public on that Hip Comic thing. I scanned in my Spider-Verse 6, my 9.6, right? I think it's still showing like what? I don't know. 88 bucks. But you look at the slabbed price average in that grade, I think it's around like what Hip Comic claims it is like 188. 188. So I think I'm close to the numbers that I just stated on here, but you know, I like black and white facts. So like I said, I'm just trying to remember. But my point is this, ladies and gentlemen and children of all ages in this world who you think you're gonna have a get-rich-quick scheme and then call somebody like an actual reputable company like me who takes their time, comes out, looks you in the eye, goes through the collection with you. If you do have something very interesting, see, I give you a choice, right? You guys know how I talk to you. You guys call me. You guys call me all the time. That's why I do so well in this industry. So you guys don't see what I do in the back end. You guys think, oh, Nick's being crazy on the videos again, and oh, Nick is spitting the black and white, the truths. But you guys don't see what I do in my community and help everybody, and I'm trying to help people and give them money and try to help them and their children and their families. And I don't have to buy this stuff. Half the time I don't want to. Half the time I don't want to, because I see how this industry is going. I see that it's just a downward collapse, that thanks to the garbage apps. It's a garbage decline, right? Because everybody ruined it. So on a positive note, right? So I get the phone calls coming in. Oh man, I got a collection, I want to sell it. I looked it up and I scanned. I took 5 hours. This is where I feel sad for people. And I tell them that bluntly. I'm like, damn, I'm so sorry you wasted your time like that. I scanned 2,000 comic books and it's worth this much. Would you come? Then they think I'm gonna pay that much money. That's I laugh, but I laugh at them and I tell them, yeah, I am laughing at you, because that's the most unrealistic thing that I've ever heard. But I'll come by and I'll educate you. And then when I go over to the house, right, or their storage locker, or grandma's house, or the basement, or wherever I go, and I've been to some crazy places. Then I show them the truths. See, because I'm not a hustler. You see, I'm trying to help people. If some people need money, you know what I mean? Like, some people are greedy bastards and just want to try to just sucker somebody. But I'm trying to help people in this world, especially my neighborhood, my community, New York State. I don't, unless it's worth it with grails and we're talking serious stuff, I'll go out of state. But for the most part, New York, everyone's calling me. For the most part. And you guys know that. If you're tuning in on this video right now because you've seen the title, what's the collection worth? You know I'm keeping it real with you guys right now. And you guys know that you call these clowns, and you guys are probably laughing because you guys know they're all fucking jerk-off clowns. So, the thing is this. I get the fact that you guys are trying to use tools to figure out how much your comic is worth. And yes, the creators at Hip Comic put together this app, which is a very nice cataloging for a collector. Is it realistic of the prices? Absolutely, God not, no. Here's how to get realistic prices, my friends, please. Forget these apps. Forget these apps. Don't waste your time. Just go on eBay. That is it. That is the world. eBay is still the most powerful marketplace. A lot of people don't like them because they call it fee-bay. With the fees, the taxes, the percentages. I get it. But you're facing the world on eBay. The world is not using your little apps. The world is not, the world still for the most part is on eBay. Now, yes, you have, well, the influences, the influenzas, the diseases, the influencers destroyed. Just and the whatevers, the whatever app destroyed the market, and they still are doing it with gimmick garbage variants and gimmick garbage. Now fucking packs of fucking bullshit. Rob Liefeld, I love you. I love you. I love you. It's real talk, real talk. But, and I respect your art. But this shit's a gimmick. Alright? And listen, man. Dude, you're loaded like a motherfucker. God bless, man. God, and you're a cool, funny dude. and you're a very smart businessman, and God bless you and your family for making the money, rightfully deserved. But as a company, right, with that app, the gimmicks just never stop. Now, as a creator, and you guys know all of you guys making your variants and shit like that, half of you I taught this industry. These things could be made, printed for like $6 to $8 a book. If you got a cool printer, shout out to Arizona. You could probably do it for $4 or $5 if it's bulk. You know what I mean? Probably sometimes even cheaper if you're printing tons and tons and tons and tons of books. But just remember that it's paper. It's red colored foil, gold colored foil, silver colored foil, pieces of paper that you guys, and that's the sad part. See, it's just like the fake news. You guys are making these sons of bitches fucking believe in you and fucking throw their money at you because they think it's the next big collectible. Oh my God. Red fucking rainbow foil. Holy shit. Motherfucker, I'm paying $250 for it. I've seen $500 sales. I've seen... I mean, is this right? Is this... I could see if it's like an original art piece. A 1 of 1. Maybe even like a 1 of 10 original art pieces, right? But Jesus Christ, it's a printed $6 comic book. Jesus Christ. I'm dead serious. Call your local comic book printer and ask them how much would it be to print 100 comic books with a fucking red foil cover, a silver foil cover, a gold foil cover. Shit, you need a printer, I'll fucking give you 7 numbers. They're all gonna tell you. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 metal foils, sometimes 9, 10, 11, 12. Depending on volume and how much it is. Guys, you're being hustled. You're being hustled. Go back to the original 2020 and 2021 and 2022, all those variants and all the gimmicks that were dropped then, right? Tell me how much they're worth right now in the market. Right now. Right now, tell me how much they're worth. Go ahead. And you'll see. Boo! So, back to what I'm saying. How much is your comic book collection worth, right? It is worth the price someone in the world is willing to pay for it. Period. I don't give a fuck if something sold yesterday for $75. I don't give a fuck if something sold last week for $225. It's all about today. You see, for example, I just ran 100 auctions on eBay. 100. I think even a little more, maybe 125. 100. A fucking comic. I'm not throwing shade. I'm stating the obvious. I'm stating a fact right now. I'm very proud of you for actually trying to make your own comic book. It just sucks that you're affiliated with that garbage app. And I wish you would leave. That's real. I wish you would fucking be a leader and leave. But whatever. Crash down. Now, they did their own story, right? They did their own story. And then they had a whole bunch of artists do all these variant covers, and we've seen that before with the Ninja Funk. And we keep seeing all this with variants, foils, rainbow foils, magenta foils, purple foils, Donkey Kong foils. But I can't control the world and their bidding. For real. I have no power over the world. Once I start something in auction, it's in auction. And right now, there might be 5 minutes left. I don't know. Right now, I'm on my phone, so I'm not like you guys with all the computers and the fancy shit going on. That's your industry. That's your job. I'm not an influencer. I'm not a YouTube influencer. I'm not a YouTuber. I don't care about this ad revenues and whatever the fucking shit. Likes and comments are you could see. Look at these garbage numbers that are here. But if somebody in the world finds these videos, they're always going to know I'm going to tell you real. I'm going to tell you to your eyes, and I'm going to keep it real with you 24/7. Like it or not of what I'm saying, I'm going to keep it real. It's why the shit's uncensored. So the thing is this. I had a double-signed Comic Tom, Fire Guy Ryan, double-signed Maguire. I love Maguire's work. Maguire variant of that Crashdown, right? And I sent it into CBCS. It graded 9.4, yellow label, double signed, whatever. I get it. The world, the comic book community, this is on you, not on me. This is facts. This is not shade. They don't respect you. And I wish that they knew Tom Garcia. Because if they knew Tom Garcia and not this Comic Tom image, dude, you'd be the messiah of comic books. I'm keeping it real. And that's all I'm gonna say about it. Because I love you, man. It's not about business. It's not about business. It's not. And I'm just keeping it real with the app that you're involved with. And there's just no respect on it. And and the more these videos and these gimmicks are put out, the worse and worse and worse your reputation is becoming. Now, I could give a fuck about mine. I don't care. And I know you're making good money, but you're still young. And your brain and your knowledge in this industry, you could be the Jesus of fucking comic books. I'm dead serious, man. But yet your affiliations, but whatever, man. The gimmicks gotta stop. The gimmicks have to stop. And there are great variant creators, honestly, who don't oversaturate the market, who keep it simple. They'll hit you with a variant, maybe once a month, or maybe once every 2 or 3 months, or maybe there's the guys that just do the convention scene, right? And I'm not a fan of variants, because again, to me they're all gimmicks and they never hold their value. And we see that in black and white. I'm not saying anything that is not market true. The market dictates the value. The seller, us sellers, we don't dictate shit. The people dictate who they respect, who they trust, who they support, what they like, what they want to buy. And they're listen. Now, whether these are real people or not, they're buying it. We see sales every day. Now, is it smoke and mirrors? Half of it is. Half of it definitely is. The same thing like it was always smoke and mirrors with the number of views in the shows, and the same thing it was smoke and mirrors because there were robots getting all the giveaways, and then those would be sent to the warehouse, and then the warehouse would redistribute all the fucking giveaways and the comics and the free stuff for resale, and then ghost eBay accounts were made, so things would be sold on eBay, and then listen. It's a circle. It's a circle. Okay, it's a circle. Like it or not, it's a circle. Just like back in the day in Instagram, it was a circle with the raffles and the waffles and the fucking whatever the fuck. It's a circle. It's a hustle. It's a hustle. That's it. Simple. Simple. It tainted and ruined the whole goddamn thing. Okay, but yet, and I'm getting back to what your collection is worth. So, I feel bad when I see the young guys and these guys, I can't say ladies because there's really a little handful of them, but ladies too, that do spend their money on variants, and then they just have a stack of all of these modern variants, and they paid money for them, and the value, honestly, look it up, I'm telling no lies, every month, down, 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 down. So that's black and white sales numbers based on the market. You could look up anything on eBay and last sold prices. You know, something could be hot on Comic-Con weekends. Come next week, it ain't no more. And then you have all these people then just trying to dump it and flip it and then doing sales gimmicks to get rid of it. You know, it is what it is. That's why, now getting back to what your collections are worth. It's worth the price somebody in the world that day, week, month, or year is willing to pay for it. And I can't say that any more clearer than that. The economy is a factor, and this economy ain't getting any better. God knows what's going to happen in the election. God knows what's going to happen in this country, and God knows what's going to happen in this world. Because something's coming. Something's up, something's coming. So what is your collection worth? You could use all the tools in the world. You could take pictures and use hip comic. You could look up you could buy an overstreet price guide. You can do whatever you want to do. But realize that when you're taking these pictures on hip comic, you have to know kind of what you're doing and what you're looking at. So stop taking a picture of your Venom 1 lethal protector and calling it a gem mint $300 value, whatever it is. I'm exaggerating, but if you do have hip comic, you'll see what I'm talking about. You know, you have to know what you have. You have to have the mindset and the eye for it. You have to know that, hey, this is falls between a 5 and a 6, or maybe like a 7 and an 8. Grades. I'm talking about grades. And then 9 times out of 10 too, the values that they say it is. Perfect example. I got one of my Batmans, a 12 center, right? I know that it's like a 7.5. I know that. Clearly, you know, it's obvious to me. To somebody else, it's not obvious. Somebody else might be like, oh shit, man, that could be like an 8.5, a 9. But they don't know. So I know it's not worth the price that the hip comic app says that comes up in that great. No, you want to know realistically, you got to go back and look at the last sold prices on eBay in its similar conditions. That's the key, ladies and gentlemen. Similar conditions. Your eyes aren't maybe scoped to grading and stuff. That's why when anybody tells you that grading can just be picked up, no, fuck that shit. That's why the CGC got heat for that video that they made with a certain somebody's daughter. But the thing is this. It takes years of practice and learning, because learning never stops, education never stops. Years. So, with that said, if you love this industry, if you love it, if you love reading the comic books and you love it, and you're concerned and you wonder, damn man, I've been collecting for all these, how much is my collection worth? Slow down when you're using these apps. Educate yourself to the grading. Use comparables. Now, Hip Comic is going to say probably, well, we take an average of the last 85 sales and blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you why that's wrong. Because the last maybe 85 sales, or maybe the last 60 sales, or maybe even the last 40 sales, they overlapped through the years. And there was a better market 2-3 years ago than there is now. So like I always tell everybody, the past don't matter. It sets the stage, sure, but it's about the now. It's about what people can afford now, what people want to buy now, what is hot or not now. And that's why we're seeing back issues. There's going to be a very, very big problem because nobody wants it anymore. No one truly is really reading or collecting anymore. And what I observe is, and that's changing too with what I'm about to say. What I observe is the people that used to buy a lot of the back issues were stores trying to replenish and fill their back issue bins for their customers, for their guests, for their clients. And they're not doing that anymore because they learned that business is slowing down. They can't afford to spend their money anymore focusing on that stuff because they got to pay rent, and they have to pay an employee, and they have to pay their business insurance, and they have to pay their water and their electric bill. And then on top of that, they might have to also, and then on top of that, they have to also care for their family or themselves and put a roof over their head and put food and roofs over their children and clothing on their children. So that's why I say shout out to really all of the brick and mortar stores that are keeping it going. Because I know you guys are having a tough time. And you guys can have all the pride in the world, but I know you're having a tough time. See, I made the decision when the government forcefully told us we couldn't keep our doors open because of the pandemic. So then all the stores got closed. Now, I don't have that operational expense anymore. I don't have payroll anymore. I don't have building operational costs anymore. Well, that's a lot of profit now back to me. And everything then went online and apps, and you seen, hey, everything was cool until it got tainted. Everything was cool until people try to manipulate the industry and the good people. See, that's the problem. Manipulation of you guys. And then they hit you with the variants, the fucking gold, purple, blue, yellow, polka dot, rainbow, metal foils. And it's still going. It's still happening. People are still buying them. People are still buying. So that's the funny part. That's the funny part. People are still buying them. So, hey, God bless. You buy what you want to buy. Good for you. Good for you. That's what collecting's all about, right? You buy what you like. It's your money. It's not my money. Who am I to say what you guys spend your money on? Do whatever you guys want. But a lot of you guys, and I see it every day, literally every day, you'll buy with the intention to flip and make a profit. You're not buying it because you love it and you want to read it and you love the art and you're keeping it and you're holding it dear and near and you're thinking that your son or your daughter is going to get rich on it. And God, I hope you don't think that. I hope you guys don't think that your sons and your daughters are going to get rich on your comic book collection. Because that's the biggest mistake that you all could make. See, what you should do is sell it. Sell everything. Sell everything. Invest in real estate. Invest in real estate. See, real money, not a piece of paper comic book, real money makes more real money. And in the world that we're living in, you need to utilize your money smarter. Invest smarter. Now, listen, a lot of people could argue, you know, will my Amazing Fantasy 15 keep growing in value? Will my DT27, will my FF1, will my... I hope so. I hope so, for the love of the industry and for the love of comic books and these characters. I hope so. But the average comic book? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. 100% absolutely not. And I'll tell you why. Because all the movies are done now. All the movies are done now. How many more fucking Spider-Mans are we gonna get? How many more Incredible Hulks are we gonna get? I mean, sure, we're gonna get Secret Wars, and that's beautiful. As a 4 or 5-year-old kid in 1984 and 1985, seeing Secret Wars on the big screen, if I get to live that long in 2 years, that's my childhood on that big screen. See, when they dropped Civil War was more of a modern comic book story. And it's kind of cool that they did Civil War first, because they realized Civil War, timing-wise, reached the younger audience now. They were more aware of it now. It was the smart move by Marvel to do Civil War first. And then they came with the Infinity Gauntlet, and rightfully so. And now they're going to do Secret Wars. And, you know, sure, you know, should Secret Wars 8 keep on picking up? Yeah, it should. Will it? Let's see how the economy is. That's all that matters. But back issues, all these printed comic books, all these printed pieces of paper, history, it is historic. It's very historic, but let's keep it real. I go by facts. And what's selling every single day in auction? Nowhere near the prices on these hip comic apps and price guides. And it's a cumulative culmination, whatever word it is, average sale price, but it is a little off. It is a little off. And sure, everything has glitches, and that's fine. And yeah, it's nice to have a general idea of the books that you have, and it's cute. It's a cute thing to make. But if you guys really believe that that green magic number is the value of your collection, you're batshit out of your minds. And I have to hit you with the hard fucking facts. That is not at all how much your collection is worth. At all. You'll never see that price. ever in your life. Ever. So, with that said, sell it. Sell it. And if you do have all these thousands and thousands of books, sell it. Because money in your pocket, properly invested in what the world needs, is the safer bet for you and your future and your children's future. Now, I love my industry. I love comic books. But I care about the people. And I'm not a hypocrite. So I'm not going to tell you, oh, yeah, man, hold on to that. Oh, God, yeah, 10 more, 5 years. Oh, shit, your kids are going to be rich. Why the fuck would I say that? That's a lie. That's a lie. So, do the right thing. Sell your collection. Sell it. Now, let's say this. Let's say you want to keep your grails, right? Let's say you want to keep your grails. Well, make sure then that, and again, we can't predict the market. We can't even predict our own lives. We have no idea. We could have a civil war. We could have World War III. They could drop an EMP and we won't even be able then to talk to each other through social media and the phones anymore, because all electric will be gone and wiped out. Because you guys don't know how to utilize free electric off the grid. I do, but the world doesn't. You guys don't. 90% of you guys don't. 10% of us do. But that's another story, and we could talk about that another day. You guys got to live for the now. You have to live for the now. And right now, this market is down. But yet, we see all these people buying all these gimmick variant packs and crazy fucking things for $200, $300, $500. That should raise a question to you. It should open your eyes and make you say, is that sale real? Is it real? Is that a real person actually buying that at that price? Or is it a smoke and mirror show? Because believe me, you guys know. You could have your friend buy something on eBay. You guys know that you could make sales look like sales. You guys know you can make auctions look like auctions. And then things get canceled in the back end. What? You didn't think it happens? You guys don't live under rocks. Now let's keep it real. This is uncensored. So, don't believe everything you see. Don't believe everything you hear. What you have physically in your hand that you could touch and feel, that's when you're a believer. Don't believe the hype. So going back to the topic of the night. What is my collection worth? That's what everybody asks. It is worth the price someone is willing to pay for it. I love you guys so much. And if I name dropped your names tonight, I respect you. I care about you. And I love you as a leader. Just do the right thing. That's all I ask. Good night, guys.